Hello everyone, welcome back again. This tutorial I will take you through the recycle bin and recycle bin forensic investigation. We will be talking about a recycle bin for Windows XP, Windows 2003, and later on we will also be talking about the recycle bin of Windows Vista, Windows 7, and the latest Windows what we have. I believe you all understand the importance of forensic investigation of the recycle bin. Without understanding the structure of this, you will have very little chance to recover significant amount of data from there. Therefore, my aim for this session will be to take you through the structure of the recycle bin. Some of these things will be linked to one of the previous learning, MFT, for NTFS. If you are not familiar about that, please make sure you understand NTFS, MFT before you start this session. So let's start talking about recycle bin. Very first, how recycle bin works, or what happens when you delete a partition, when you delete a file. Partition? Not really. When you delete a file, there will be a new entry created in MFT. We are not on recycle bin yet. So imagine a scenario: you had a file, myname.txt. As soon as you delete that file, within MFT record, myname.txt will be marked as deleted. This file by default will go to the recycle bin. MFT will create a new record for this new file, theoretically what is in recycle bin. We all know that the actual contents have not been moved. Actual contents will be in same place wherever it is, but it's all about changing the pointer to a different place. Now within MFT, you are changing the actual file name, and a new file name will be created, which will be understandable by the Windows operating system. The new file name will have D first, so D for deleted, you can think, and then new file name will have the original drive letter wherever the file was stored. So imagine if myfile.txt was stored in D drive, then it will be a D, and then it will have an index number, which will be simply 1 2 3 4, something like that. After that, a dot, and the actual file extension will come here as it is. For example, if you had a file named file.docx and that file was stored in C drive, then new entry in MFT will named as D for deleted, C for C drive, 1 is the index number, .docx as it was on main file. So this is what's happening with MFT. As soon as you are deleting a file, creating a new entry automatically with such a name, and the actual MFT entry would be marked as deleted. So moving on, excuse me. This file went to the recycle bin in theory. However, file is not moving the recycle bin as far as the contents are concerned. Recycle bin doesn't know about that file. Therefore, recycle bin will have some sort of records about that file, what user could use to get some details about that particular deleted file. Now, recycle bin will have a database file. It's called Info2. It will be a hidden file. Probably you have seen it sometimes if your recycle bin shows all the system protected and hidden files. Info2 is a file which is kind of a database, a proper database that will keep the record of every single deleted file in your system, what is in your recycle bin right at this moment. So when you have deleted a file, something has happened in MFT, what we have discussed in previous slide. After that, you move on to the recycle bin. What happens to the recycle bin? Within a Info2 file, you keep these three pieces of information in general. It will keep the record of the actual file name, where the file was actually stored before. It will also keep the record of date and time when the file was deleted. On top, it will also keep an index number. So first file I have deleted, it will have index number 1, second file 2, third file 3, something like that. This index number will be linked with the new entry we were talking about in MFT. So after you send the file to the recycle bin created an entry into Info2 database for that particular file. How long each entry of Info2 database will be for? It depends on what type of operating system you are using. For Windows, I had capital I. For Windows XP and Windows 2003, it will have the Info2 database, which will have 800 bytes long record for individual file. So every file coming onto recycle bin will have a 800 bytes records dedicated, which will have all the basic information we did discuss before. So by looking into this Info2 database, if you know how to convert it, you can find out details about that deleted file. Now, how do you determine the owner of the file, which is very important? You found many files, what has been deleted, files went to the recycle bin, but somehow you need to say this particular user have deleted this particular file. Now what happens whenever a user deletes a file for very first time? Within the recycle bin, automatically there will be another folder created by using this particular user's SSID. For human eyes, maybe that's difficult to understand. If I see a long recycle bin name like S123456, then I wouldn't know this particular folder is linked to you. But if you are using any investigation tool like EnCase or FTK, they will be able to identify the SSID and linked username. So what we have done so far, just a brief recap before I take you to the practical session now. As soon as you deleted a file, MFT entry has been deleted. Another MFT entry has been created as this file moved into the recycle bin. Within recycle bin, you have another database, Info2 database. A detailed entry has been created there, which says, hey, I'm in recycle bin, my file name is this, what time this file has been deleted, couple of information like that. Within recycle bin, you will have individual recycle bin folder for each user. So when I delete something, that will definitely go in my recycle bin rather than someone else's, who could be another user in the same system. So let me show you what I've been talking about. Maybe that will make a bit more sense. I'm using EnCase. But for this task you can use FTK Imager, which is a free version, WinHex, anything will do really. I'm using EnCase. So for my EnCase, I wanted to open this image. Actually, I'm using a standard image named Seabarrow, just for investigation purpose, but you can do the investigation on any machine really. So opening it. Now on C drive, you can see a recycler. Within recycler, if I expand it, I can see one folder that's with a long name. By looking into this long name, I seriously don't have a way of saying who was the owner of this recycler. Whoever is the owner of this folder, he or she got everything deleted, came here, and that's very important to link someone with particular thing as far as forensic investigation are concerned. So what I will do, I have selected here, if I click on reports and then I go down here, see at some point it's saying Clyde is the name, who is the owner of this recycle bin folder. Clyde was the username who deleted something. As soon as that person has deleted something, very first thing, this folder was created. That was we were talking about earlier. Now what I want to see, what is inside that folder. So I open that. Now very first thing we see that Info2. As we mentioned, Info2 is the database which will have the record of every single files and folders you have deleted and at the moment stored in recycle bin. So by looking into this, you can see all of these files are deleted files. Actually, you are seeing this information as Info2 database is providing those information. So if someone deleted or cleared up the Info2 database, you don't see anything here. So how does Info2 database looks like? If I select Info2 database, click on Hex, this is how Info2 database looks like. Very fast 20 bytes. Very fast 20 bytes of Info2 database are allocated for this file information. So Info2 database requires to have some of its own information by saying I'm Info2 database, I do this. So 20 bytes always has been allocated for that. Have I selected 20 bytes? Probably not really. Let me select from yeah, when I select 20 bytes, actually I should have selected sector offset 19 because it's all started from 0. So if I selected from 0 to 19, that's first 20 bytes for Info2 file. Anyways, this is not that important right at this moment, but after this 20 bytes, you start checking all the information about individual file, what has been deleted. Now if you remember, for Windows XP 2003, each entry will be 800 bytes long, so it will be very good for you if you could see it in 800 bytes long one entry. So what we could do, if you are using EnCase, you could click on options, you could click on max size, and you could say, okay, show me 800 bytes of information in one line. So if I say that, and now I go to text, now each line is showing me exactly 800 bytes of information, and from here I can clearly see all the deleted files, where was it, what was the actual file name, information like that. If you wanted to collect a bit more information about individual file, EnCase would give you that quite nicely. So from here I can see the true path, description, what I'm very much interested, when this file was deleted, size of this file, the physical location, where exactly in which sector this file has started, so that you can go and do a sector view. And this is the bit I was looking for, short name. Remember our very first slide where I said every time a file has been deleted, a short name will be created. So if you wanted to check this on your MFT, then you would find there as a short name of DC2. Original file, if you wanted to know wherever this file was originally stored or coming from, this is the place. So it was coming from my pictures, money, bits, blah 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 blah. So from here you could investigate Info2 file and you could check individual files as well. Going back to our slide. Now, what happens when you delete a file from recycle bin? Actually, two different scenarios could happen. Scenario one, you right clicked on recycle bin and you said empty recycle bin. If you have emptied the recycle bin, then all the things, whatever you have from here, would be deleted. So no more index, no more file information. Theoretically, everything will be gone. At least Windows will not be seeing anything. However, first 20 bytes will always be there. So if someone emptied the recycle bin, still you may have a chance to get some of this information if you came here and check the recycle bin from Hex View. Now that's the scenario one, where someone has emptied the recycle bin as whole recycle bin. After first 20 bytes, you may still have a chance of seeing some information unless that has been overwritten. Scenario 2, someone could open the recycle bin, could right click on individual file and could say, okay, delete this file or restore the file. If someone has restored a file, the entry within Info2 database will be changed with a beginning section of 00H. So let's say you had the first entry where it said my file 1 has been deleted. Now at the beginning of that entry, you will just change few bytes. You will say 00H. That means Windows will know this file does not exist in recycle bin anymore. In other words, your recycle bin probably containing two types of information. Some of those entries will have 00H. That means those entries either been restored or been deleted. Alternatively, you will have other set of recycle bin information which will not have this 00H. That means those information are still in recycle bin. And a couple of other things I wanted to cover here. 00H, if you want to search with hex string view, then that could be converted into 003A5C. So if you are using any sort of hex editor and you prefer to search the hex value, you can always do that. Why you want to do that? You can simply go to your Info2 database and you can search this string or this to see what are those files, what has been particularly deleted or restored from recycle bin, and then you can investigate the file path and other things. You can use EnCase evidence processor, which has quite good powerful analyzer, which could go through with Info2 database. You have two choices. Option 1, you could do the manual investigation. Option 2, you could ask EnCase evidence processor to do so. However, my personal experience is it is much better when you do a little investigation manually by going through with Info2 database and then you run the evidence processor. That may give you the best outcome. Now, what could happen in terms of bypassing the recycle bin? Two things will happen. Option 1, what many of us do, we simply don't want to send something to recycle bin. We can hold our shift button and delete. Therefore, that file will not be going to recycle bin. We are talking about bypassing recycle bin. If someone does this, then they are not creating an entry into the Info2 database. Therefore, you as investigator will not get anything from Info2 database. However, that's not very normal that people are always holding shift and pressing delete button. Some people, second option I'm talking about regarding bypassing recycle bin, some people might like to bypass the recycle bin permanently. So you may have used it already. Let me show you very quickly. If this is my recycle bin, I click on properties, and then I could select all the files deleted from C drive. Don't move those files to recycle bin. If I selected this option, anything has been deleted from this computer will directly go somewhere, but not the recycle bin. Therefore, by analyzing Info2 database will not give you any result. If you want to identify whether someone have set up something like that, this is the registry key where you should go. You should check if that registry key has a value of 01H. That means that person has particularly asked recycle bin not to send the files to the recycle bin, bypass the recycle bin. As investigator, if you found that someone has particularly said don't send any files to recycle bin, that could be important information to establish your case. So quick recap: bypassing recycle bin two ways. If someone does shift delete, nothing much you can do from Info2 database, but if someone did a proper bypassing recycle bin for all files, then you will see that information into a changed registry entry. Now, bad news for you. All the things you have done so far is applicable only for old Windows XP, Windows 2003, all did use Info2 file. That's very important because still you will come up with a number of XP machines or 2003 machines. From Windows Vista onwards, Microsoft has stopped using Info2 database. Instead, they are using a new types of file. They named it $I something. So what happens? Let me show you the changes. I think it is much easier considering the other one. So this time I'm opening a different case. Previously I was opening this evidence because that had Windows operating system. This evidence did have Vista operating system. So when I have opened this evidence, see, previously it was named as recycler, now it's named as recycle bin. Within recycle bin, if I open it, now I have 4 different users. Individual user will have individual recycle bin folder as it was on previous version as well, so there's not much of change anyways. If I open this folder, within this folder you see lots of different files. This is a proper recycle bin. All the deleted files came here. Every file user have deleted will have a new name in recycle bin with a $I sign and that random characters, numbers and other things. So every deleted file will have a $I. See the difference in Windows XP. Info2 database was containing the information about all deleted files. Now individual file will contain the information about individual deleted files. So what kind of information it will contain? It is JPEG file, we can see that. Logical size, we can see that. When this file was created, we can see that. Then item path, true path, description. What I'm interested, when this file was deleted, actually I'm showing you a $I file. This file has been created as you have deleted one of those files. So let me take you to the end, then we can show you something. Let me physical sector, where this file is stored physically, which is very important. Okay. So each of these files has been deleted also will have a $R file in MFT. Again, compare it with a previous version of Recycle Bin. Previously, every file you have deleted that also had a short name, but that short name was having D drive letter after that, so DC 1234 something like that. This time short name will be $R and CB4 something something something. So let me show you what this one linked to, $ICB4. If I come back here, this is the file $ICB4. that's the file linked to that $RCB4. So just to have a quick recap, when you are deleting files from Windows Vista, Windows 7 and onwards, a new entry will be created in MFT. That new entry will have a $R sign and a random character. At the same time, a file will be created in Recycle Bin with a $I sign, and rest of the characters will be same. So this file is pointing to the MFT file. All the other files, you will see files are there. Actually, the file information is coming from the actual place where the file was stored with the help of this. So main difference is Microsoft has got rid of Info2 Database. Instead, they are keeping the same record in one particular file for one particular record. So having a quick recap of everything, we started with deleting a files, how it will create a new record in MFT, how it will work within the Recycle Bin. For Info2, everything will be recorded in one file, and for latest operating system, it will have the record on individual files. Thank you. Hope you understood it. I will see you at some other time. Thank you.